Imagine paying over $2,000 for a 94-inch screen, only for it to arrive, completely in pieces.
Right, yeah. Sounds a little crazy.
It really does. Plus, it has this dark gray surface designed to actively absorb light and a strict no refunds policy. Well, welcome to this deep dive. Our mission for you today is exploring the surprisingly complex world of luxury AV architecture using a really specific source, a product spec sheet from HDTVSupply for the Draper profile, plus 94-inch fixed frame screen. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's do it. Spec sheets are actually incredible documents because they reveal this hidden friction between high-end design and physical reality. It's not just about plugging in a display, it's really about engineering an entire environment.
Yeah, and the physical dimensions on this Draper screen immediately highlight that friction, I think. We're looking at a 94-inch diagonal display like 50 by 80 inches in a 16.10 widescreen format, yet it sits less than 2 inches deep on the wall.
Exactly. Super flush.
And they offer this zero edge or like a 58-inch bezel option, which visually creates an infinity pool for your living room. But mechanically, I'm just kind of stuck. How do they keep a massive, heavy sheet of vinyl perfectly flat across 80 inches without, a thick, bulky frame bracing the whole thing?
Well, what's fascinating here is the internal tension system that actually replaces that bulk.
Yeah.
They use these extruded aluminum baffles on all four sides.
Wait, baffles?
Yeah, think of it like tuning a snare drum. The baffles evenly distribute the pulling force along the entire perimeter of the screen material.
Oh, I see.
Right, so it stretches it drum tight so you never get that sagging belly in the center. And by hiding the tension mechanics internally, they achieve the real magic word in this spec sheet, which is mullionless.
A mullion being the vertical bar separating panes of glass, right?
Precisely. Stripping away that outer framing means you can place multiple screens directly adjacent to each other.
So literally zero separation.
Absolutely zero. You're combining individual units to build these massive, continuous visual walls.
But, here's where it gets really interesting, because that seamless design creates an immediate logistical nightmare.
Oh, totally.
Because if there's no outer frame to fold, and this thing is a rigid 80 inches across when it's assembled, you literally physically cannot get this into a residential elevator or around a tight stairwell corner.
No, you really can't.
So for a luxury item, the delivery feels, surprisingly DIY. It ships completely unassembled.
It does, yeah.
You're basically building a high-tech ship in a bottle inside your living room, using this sliding hook and loop system to attach the viewing surface to the frame yourself.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you realize that assembly isn't just some cost-cutting measure for shipping. It is purely about site access.
Oh, because of tight corners and stuff?
Exactly. You're navigating narrow commercial hallways, standard doors, tight elevators. You build the ship inside the room because it's literally the only way the ship gets in.
Makes total sense.
It comes standard with wall brackets, but mounting it requires real structural planning. Like if you want to hang it from the ceiling using what they call flown brackets, that's a special request you have to make up front.
Speaking of upfront, I have to push back a bit on this value proposition. The surface material is gray, XH600V. It's rated for 1080p. The price tag is $2,150, and it has a 0.6 gain.
Yeah, that 0.6 gain is key there.
Right, so what does that all mean? Because gain is a measure of reflectivity, where a standard whiteboard is 1.0. In the AV world, we are constantly chasing maximum brightness.
Usually, yeah.
So why are they charging a premium for a 0.6 screen that is actively throwing away like 40% of the projector's light?
Well, because raw brightness actually destroys contrast in the wrong environment.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a 1.0 or higher gain white screen is incredible in a pitch black dedicated theater.
Like totally dark.
Right, but a white surface reflects all light equally, including the ambient light from windows or lamps. If you put that in a corporate boardroom or a lit living room, the image completely washes out.
I see, so it just turns milky.
Exactly. So a 0.6 gain gray surface actively absorbs that scattered ambient light.
Ooh.
By sacrificing peak brightness, you actually preserve your contrast ratio.
So the black parts of the image actually look black, not like a washed out gray.
You got it. It's highly specialized to fight the specific lighting physics of the room it's installed in.
Wow, that's intense.
And that level of specialization brings an ultimate commitment. The fine print on this is unforgiving. This is a custom-built, special order item.
Yeah, it is strictly non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable.
You measure twice, or you own a very extensive mistake.
No pressure, right. But I guess that is the ultimate takeaway for you listening today. Outfitting a space with true luxury AV isn't just comparing resolution specs.
Not at all.
It is an exercise in architectural integration and logistical foresight. It's knowing how to physically get the hardware into the room and manipulating the physics of light once it's actually there.
And this raises an important question, I think, especially regarding that mullionless feature. By tiling these screens to cover entire walls with continuous digital content, we fundamentally alter interior architecture.
Right, because the screen stops being an object hanging on a wall.
It literally becomes the wall.
Which leaves you wondering, as this technology scales, how long until we stop designing our spaces around a single display screen and start treating the actual walls of our rooms as our primary digital interface?
Something to think about.
Definitely. Think about that next time you stare at that shiny rectangle in your living room.